Welcome back, fans. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast once again for the second day of the King of Halloween show. Now, I hate to be that guy right now, but we are a bit restrained this year with a lack of sponsors. And believe me, I reached out to all of my old contacts, but no one was interested this year. Old Scratch Records, Dr. Phasma's Elixirs After Life, the Dawn's Disposal Service, even Grandma. So, if you could please do me a huge favor and share the show with your friends, family, and even neighbors. We all need something to keep us going through this rocky holiday season, aren't we? Now, moving on. In regard to the reports of two men who reportedly hit an alien jaywalker, it turns out that that alien was actually just a regular earth monkey wearing tinfoil. Local authorities have confirmed that this was all an embarrassing misunderstanding. Speaking of misunderstanding, let's hope this is an actual caller and not another prankster on the line.
Ah, how the tables have turned. Hello, Maskino. Thank you for having me this evening. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Still locked up in my super secret bunker with plastic Halloween decorations and potable water.
Nice, nice. Now, what are we venturing into this evening? What kind of spooky frights await us?
Well, actually, I was hoping you had a story to share with my fans this evening. After all, I contributed to you and that loud gecko of yours last time.
I see. Wow. I don't want to keep anybody waiting. Let's get started. A world traveler went missing in the mountains near my town. Don't try to find her no matter how much they offer. This story I'm about to tell you is 100% real, and it comes from the area that I live in. My town is not rural, but it's not big, and we are surrounded by mountains. By word of mouth, there are particular places in these mountains that are forbidden places. Not because they are owned by anyone, but just because of the mystery that sprouts out from them. My city is hundreds of years old, and it has so many different cultures mixed into it that we have a good amount of ghost stories as well. This one true story of a person who has gone missing in one of these areas is one that still scares me every time I hear it, because it makes no sense. To this day, you are still able to see the plaque of this missing person strung up on a tree off the side of an old dirt road that my family and I ride our ATVs on. On the plaque, they offer money to the person who could find her body, which is still up there. The area she went missing in, or at least the road, is called the Devil's Pass, but I'm not for sure on this. I've heard other people refer to it like this, but it may not be its official name, so let me tell you why her disappearance is so strange. She was a world traveler and had gone to every continent, so she had to have been good with maps. Also, according to her children, she had been to the destination she was trying to get to before, which was off of a paving road. Somehow, she ended up pulling off of the paved road onto an old, rocky dirt path, which leads into the forbidden territory. At night is mainly when the area is supposedly dangerous to be in, and I have only been there during daylight hours, and I never left the road. However, there is a feeling of being watched while you are in this area, and it just has an unsettling presence. Or this might just be because of all the stories I've heard behind it that makes me paranoid of it. Anyway, the lady for some reason didn't stop and just kept on going. She ended up getting high-centered and couldn't drive anymore according to the police report. Now some of you are going to say that she was drunk and that's why she kept on driving in the middle of the woods. And the police thought the same thing, until the woman's daughter informed them that she had called her mother while she was driving there. Before she lost the phone signal, her daughter had told them that when they had talked, she sounded perfectly fine, and that she wasn't slurring her words at all. So to continue with the story, the woman gets out of her car and checks to see if there was any way to get unstuck. It was a rainy summer night, and when the cops arrived at the crime scene, they could see her footprints. They never left the perimeter of the car also, but for some scary reason, she was nowhere to be seen. They brought out forest rangers, volunteers, and even dogs to find her, The dogs never tracked her scent any farther than 10 feet from the car. It was as if she vanished off the face of the earth. Her body is still up there, and it's been around 25 years since it happened. And yet, there's still no sign of her. The award of finding her body still stands though, which is more than $1,000. But I would never try it. That area is not meant to be gone into, let alone searched. No one knows why it's cursed in my town, but the stories date back to the early 16th century when it was first settled. I'm scared actually of sharing this story. If you talk about the area a lot, bad things seem to happen to you. I'm not superstitious about much, unless it involves this place. I was going to go camping close to that area with a bunch of friends from high school, but when I told my mom, she without hesitation said no. It was a no that didn't matter under any other circumstances because it would not change. I'll finish by saying that there are things in this world that shouldn't be explored, and this happens to be one of them.
Well, that was fun, right? Well, thank you all again for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow, kiddos.